Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I'm a little bit tired, but way better than yesterday. I was on a really strict diet, and I'm getting myself off it. And when you get on and off this diet, you get like really tired. So it's kind of like out of commission for 2 days there. 2 or 3. What day is it? Is it Wednesday or Thursday? It is Thursday, so a day and a half. I mean, I was fine on one day. I just I was hanging out with my buddy who wasn't feeling well. So it's the beginning of the month. It's like Zone Starfish. I'm a little tired. I don't feel like doing placements right now. So we're gonna kick it old school, and we're gonna play some Turf War and talk to chat. We're gonna play some Turf War. We're gonna hang out. We don't always need to try hard. We can get to a little 30 lobby. Probably leaving this one afterwards. But yeah, feeling like some Turf War. Haven't actually done a Turf War coffee in a long time. And it's partially because Splat 1's Turf War was just so much more fun. But it's also because we've had more reason to play solo in Splat 2. But now we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna play some. I did not warm up at all. It's okay. It's okay. Dude, when I first started doing coffees, every single coffee was Turf War. Like, the point of coffee was for me to play Turf War and talk to people. And, you know, my practice and competitive play was, you know, intended for, you know, playing with other people. A little bit different nowadays, though. But I kind of like, oh my goodness. I kind of like the way it used to be where, you know, streaming didn't require, like, caring about winning. Oh dear. We are in a low power lobby, aren't we? Been a while to watch coffee. Well, I'm here. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, if you missed it, I didn't really like the rotation, and it's the beginning of the month. So I decided to play some turf instead of playing my placements. I also just got off a really strict diet, and I'm starting to feel better now, but you get really tired when you go on and off it. Now, I believe these guys had, yeah, these guys had a DC. So that's a little bit sad for them. Because everybody in this lobby is like level 30. Yeah, that's one sad thing about Turf War compared to Splat 1, though, is in Splat 1, the matchmaking in Turf was actually really solid. Whereas in Splat 2, all it really cares about is if the people you're fighting are living near you. And since there's no actual like skill division in Turf War, it just puts you in the worst lobbies constantly. But in, yeah, one thing, though, that I would like to do for one of these coffees is get a bunch of people to lobby snipe together in Turf War. This is going to be fun, because then there's a lot of trash talk and stuff. Yeah, I guess I should talk about how this last week went for me, because it went pretty well. I haven't been talking about it, and I probably won't say much more about it. But I got the +1, and the first month went by, and I got voted to stay, you know, kind of barely, but I got voted in. And so now it should be easier for me to stay in there. But this is a pretty big deal to me because I haven't had a team for a while. I've really been trying to find ways to play competitive and practice and stuff, and Plus One has like really been providing as that. Like if you notice, a lot of my scrims are all of a sudden I've been playing with like a lot more high level players, and that's why. So like that's kind of like awesome, right? You know, I kind of really hadn't like that much of like a purpose in the game for a while, and now that like I have something to work towards and I have good people to play with, and you know I can make more connections, and even if I don't stay forever, I'm gonna have those that networking built, so that's great. And I've been reluctant to talk about that on Twitter and stuff because first off, if I haven't gotten past my first month, I don't think it counts. And second off, I mean I just know how like Plus One and stuff makes people feel, so I just didn't want to press buttons. But also, I started a tournament series. It went incredibly well. It shattered all expectations. There was a potential for a little bit more teams to sign up, but we ended up having over 40 teams play. We had basically what the tournament was is I found a format on Smash GG that was intended originally for at-lands, like let's say you're at a big event and you get O2'd. It gives you a way to keep playing. Let's get this guy nice. And how it does that is like you know you're at the LAN, you get your phone out, and you go on the website and you click a button that says, "Hey, I want to find a game." And after you've done that, this guy might die. Got him. After you've done that, it kind of is like league mode, or like a ranked match or whatever, where you basically just get told, "Hey, you found a match," and then you fight your opponent, and then it becomes like a normal tournament match. You know, you report results and stuff like that. And originally, it was meant for like you know you have like a section of the venue that's dedicated just to this mode. Yeah, fuck that shit. Yeah, so you have like a section of the venue that's dedicated just for this type of play, where it's like matchmaking and stuff. And it required like you to have staff set up the match after they've been called and all this stuff, and it just didn't work for online because of that stuff. Nice. And that, like, you can't do it online, like, because if you have like hundreds and hundreds of people playing, you can't, and they're all getting matched at the same time and stuff. You can't have like staff having to manually set up the lobbies and all this kind of stuff. So it was bad news. And yeah, I hunt down these guys mercilessly so that they stop. And at the very least, even if they all team up against me and none of my teammates, at least I get to do something. But yeah, so you couldn't do it. And they recently changed the system to allow for online play, so you don't need staff to manually set everything up, which is awesome. So now I have this system that's designed for people to basically click a button, say they want to find a match, and then it has like a matchmaking system, and they find each other and agree. Well, it's still not the best because it's designed for an entire weekend. It's basically designed where you have an actual tournament going on, and this tournament, you know, lasts the entire week. And it's not supposed to be a fast thing. So I changed the system such that, like, and by changing it, I started messaging the devs. Like, this took me a couple weeks of going back and forth and like testing stuff. We created a system that's designed for a 3-hour period instead of like a 2-day period. And the way it works is when the tournament starts, instead of having a bracket, you have a button on like the Smash GG page that says Find Match. Everybody clicks Find Match, you find your matches, and then there's a leaderboard. You move up and down the leaderboard when you win or lose, depending on like an algorithm that I designed. And when people get high enough, they get into... So there's like 4 ranks, and then there's a 5th rank. So you start out in the 1st rank, which we're probably going to be changing. I'm not going to be in that lobby again. You start out in the 1st rank, you move up, or you move down, depending on how things go. And when you get to the very top, it's called the Hall of Fame, and then it kind of becomes like a round-robin pool, almost. It still has the matchmaking, where you click Find Match, and it finds you someone randomly. But instead of you moving up and down, you have like a win-loss record, and when the 3 hours is up, all the matches that are currently going on finish up, and the team with the best win-loss record ends up winning, and then we use Swiss tiebreakers. Some things went wrong. The matchmaking algorithm, there was one thing that Smashy G and I miscommunicated, and that one number made the lower ladder matchmaking give a lot of imbalanced matches, which wasn't good. So one of our biggest negative feedback was the fact that people at the lower ladder were getting unfair matches. Why are we fighting good teams and stuff? And it's because one of the things was flipped that controlled skill matching, which I was really upset about. It also messed up the results for the lower half of the ladder. But basically, if it can't find you a match against someone who has the exact same record as you, it tries to find someone who is in a rank above you, but they're doing a little bit worse, or they find someone in a rank below you, but they have like a win streak. They're a rank below you, but they're whatever an O, and they haven't lost yet, kind of thing. Nice. Oh shit! I've picked ranked. Oh boy! All right, we're in ranked. Shit. All right, where are we going? We decided to not play ranked today. Whew. We're gonna have to check the left side soon. Sorry, boys, but my story's been put on hold. This person is. All I know is that if I hold zone for a few more seconds, I'll win. Nice. Okay, so I accidentally went into ranked instead of turf war. But we won, so that's good. Sorry. So, yeah, so TLDR. This GG. GG. I did not mean to go into ranked. That was supposed to be turf war. Nice Neo Luna. I messed up the ranking system so that if it couldn't find you the perfect match, instead of finding you the next best thing, it found you a bad match where it was like a good team versus a bad team. And that really fucked up the experience for a lot of lower level teams. There was nothing we can do about it. It also messed up how the rankings got displayed. So a lot of teams, like the teams that were 2-0, were below the teams that were 2-2. It got really messy. I'm not happy about it, but it is what it is. But we're gonna fix that. Also, we found that starting people at the bottom meant that when people lost, they didn't. I'm talking about the tournament that I made over the weekend, the Academy Speed Ladder, and it went really well. I'm just explaining how things kind of went. And it sort of works like League. So instead of having a bracket, it's like the website has a league find match button, and all the teams find matches at the same time, and it was really fun. And it's really designed for lower level teams to have fun. I made this teammate finder on Academy that was kind of a little bit memey, and it was kind of it was pick a chat room that has a name that relates to you most, and make some friends. And it was filthy memers, and I'm shy, and I'm bad, don't judge me, and serious mode, and marina fan, and it was all kind of lighthearted, kind of joking around, and it really got people to kind of have fun in the chat rooms, and it was designed to be an icebreaker, and I think it worked. The only problem is that we had a lot of activity that wasn't really related to actually playing. People just thought the chats were funny and started messing around with them. So it was hard to figure out who actually wanted to make a team for the ladder. That being said, we did have a bunch of teams that were made from those LFG chats. I forgot to track the exact number of them, but the fact that it worked is promising to me. So I might be a little bit more strict about. Might be a little bit more strict about who gets to use them now, but yeah, I think it went really well. Either way, so there's a few things with the matchmaking that need to be fixed. Like the glitches we talked about, we might make it so people don't start out like at the bottom rank. We might have like a rank underneath where you start. That way, yeah, no AFK in my house, buddy. That's my #1 rule in Turf War. Oh shit. But yeah, so we might make it so there's a lower rank below the one that you start at. That way, like, teams that are losing a lot don't get matched with teams that are either new or they're doing okay. You know, like, if you're doing bad, you're going to get matched with teams that are bad. We originally designed the system so that teams that are doing good at all quickly get accelerated above the teams that are doing poorly. And we thought this was a good solution because it also means that if you're a good team and you fight another good team early on, you're not, like, screwed over and, like, held back. But we've also realized that doing so makes it so teams that are doing bad still get matched with teams that are better than them, especially with, like, the glitch matchmaking. So basically, we're going to reevaluate that system. It will be a little bit more punishing for, like, let's say that, like, you know, it gets more serious later on, like Ghost and KP fight each other round 1. It's going to be a little bit more punishing for KP, but we're going to make it so if they win all their other matches, they'll very quickly catch up to the Hall of Fame. And, you know, it also means that for Ghosts, beating a high seed team is good for them. So we're going to think it over. We primarily want this tournament to be friendly towards lower level teams and casual teams while being fast enough and have enough decent matches in a short amount of time to be worth it for higher level teams. But we don't want to hurt the experience of low level teams for high level teams. As far as high-level teams are concerned, we have this philosophy where, like, if we build it, they will come. Meaning that if we make this a huge, huge tournament that's really easy to play in and is really just enjoyable with, like, how fast it is to find matches and you do fight other opponents of your skill, if it's not perfect, that's okay because people are going to play in it anyway. And another part of the goal of the tournament series is to promote other tournaments in the community. We're not trying to, like, have a monopoly or anything like that. So we think it's okay if we kind of cater towards lower-level teams a little bit more. And this stuff is going to be in kind of like a document that I'm going to be releasing because we're going to be announcing the next ladder today. So we're going to have like signups and everything, and we are also we're going to be kind of releasing like our analysis of the document that. We did like a survey, and we also like observed and collected data and stuff on what happened, and we're just gonna kind of like release like an overview of our feedback, of our experience with the format, of what we're doing moving forward. So you'll see the stuff that I kind of rambled on about in better detail. But yeah, I mean, in conclusion, like me as a player. Also, I came in second in that tournament. I think that I played a little bit fatigued and not that well. But, I mean, I am also kind of hard on myself, and I know that objectively, I basically did everything that I was told. Ice was like the shot caller. I painted the map. I got map control for, like, for Kiri and Soldier. I got least deaths, like, every single game, and I really wasn't playing passively. Like, I was like, aggressively painting. Except for, like, a game or two. And I also got to test out my NZ build versus Ghost. Now, we did lose. We only lost to Ghost all tournament. We only took one game off of them in 2 sets, so it wasn't, like, close. But some of the matches actually were kind of close, and if we had choked less, we probably could have won a few of them. The grand final set, we had potential. The set in pools, we just got bodied. There was no competition. The grand final set was a lot closer. But yeah, I think that also helped me get into +1, so that's good. But yeah, it was just an overall great weekend for me. I put a lot of work into the tournament. I put a lot of work into being active in +1 and making good impressions on people, and just trying to be someone who they'd want to have around. And you know, as a player, I've been working really hard, and it all came together with the winning that tournament and getting voted in the +1. And as like a community member, I've been working really hard on this tournament. It's been an idea I've had for a long time. We've held back on it because we didn't want to step on the toes of like other tournaments. But we kind of said, you know what, like we've been delaying this thing for like almost 2 months now, and there's never going to stop being little tournaments on the weekend that we can step on. Hey, what's going on? And we just said, you know what, we're pulling the trigger, we're doing this. We believe that everything that we're doing with this tournament is going to be great for the scene and great for everybody overall. So if we just do it, we're going to be like it. If we just do this, even if we step on some toes, by the time we're done, it's going to be better off for everyone. So we did it, and it worked. And I'm going to die of missiles. And yeah, just everything came together, man. Like it was just two projects that I've been putting a ton of effort into. It's been like the entirety of my Splatoon like life for the past couple weeks, all worked out at the same time, and it just felt really awesome. And I guess to top it off, I've been like this diet that I've been on. I've lost so much weight, and like I can fit into shirts that I used to not be able to wear since like I was a teenager. And hello. I've been able to fit into like shirts and stuff that I haven't been able to wear in years. I feel great, and it's just, I don't know, it's a really good weekend. So now I have to work really hard to stay in the +1. I got to work really hard to make sure this tournament series gets bigger and better, that we appeal to people outside the community more, that we draw in more members. I'm going to be going to Smash and Splash, but I'm planning on just commentating. I don't even want to play. Like, I did not have that much fun at Smash and Splash last time, just because I was sick. And I was really upset with how badly I played, even though we did really well. And like honestly, I have a full-time job now, which like since basically the end of Splat 1 has really hurt my ability. I'm gonna play one more. I'm gonna end it. It's really hurt my ability to play and practice as much as I want to. And like my natural talent and experience from Splat 1 carried me a long time. But kind of towards the end of Clockwork, it was catching up with me. And I've done a better job at my work-life balance to be able to, get better at Splat and do better at Splat and not be too tired. It's still really challenging, and I still have times where the 9 to 5 just completely exhausts me, and on weekends all I want to do is sleep, and it's just... thank you, Danger Noodle. And yeah, like, I still have those days, and it's bad, but for the most part, I've been doing a better job. I've been getting more sleep. I've been eating a lot healthier. I've been exercising more, and I've been, like, scheduling when I'm going to play Splat better. And, like, so yeah, like, now that, like, I'm kind of back into it, I'm doing a better job of it. But as far as Smash and Splash is concerned, I have used all of my vacation time to go to Splatlands, and I work really hard at Splatlands, so I really haven't had a vacation more than like Christmas break, where I'm usually working pretty hard anyway, in like 2 years. And I like Smash and Splash is the one Splatoon land where I can actually like treat it like a vacation and just go in the water park and have fun and relax. Like I haven't actually done that in so long, and I'm for the first time in a long time, I'm just gonna use my time off to actually have time off. And like, commentating, of course, will be hard work. Of course, I'll be busy all weekend. But I just want to, like, drink alcohol and jump in the pool and just for once, just have a little bit of me time. So that's why. And some other people are thinking about doing that, too. Like, Prodigy's also in kind of the same boat as me, is that we're both on a timer with how much we can play Splat. Like, he's finishing up his doctorate, and he's going to get a more important job soon. And for me, like... I'm going to start working on my master's soon. Like, my relationship with Morgan's been, increasing, and we're probably going to start living together soon. And, eventually I got to think about like where that's going to go and like what kind of time commitments we're going to have. And we're both like older, and we both realize that we're kind of in a position in our lives where we can play this game and put serious time into it, but that isn't going to last forever. So I think we're both thinking the same thing, where it's like, you know, let's relax a little bit at this like big important thing that's going to be like an awesome like experience for all of us in the Splatoon community. And don't, like, try hard, just kind of, like, play. And just kind of, like, I don't know, don't take it for granted. And then just, like, try our hearts out as much as we possibly can until, like, real life says we can't anymore. And that's kind of the position that some of the older members of the community are in right now, and I think just Smash and Splash kind of... Excuse me. But yeah, that's... Like, whenever I tell people I'm not... Like, do you have a team? They'll be like, hey, you have a team for Smash and Splash? I'll be like, nah. And they'll be like, oh, who you think I'm playing with? I'm like, I don't think I'm playing. And people are like, what the hell, why not? And it's like, that's why, dude. Like, it's... Like... I want to actually, like, have the one vacation that I can manage before I can't play Splat anymore. Because whenever I get any free time, it goes towards this game. But yeah, that's my rant. Thanks for listening to it. And yeah, I probably, like I said, I'm probably not going to mention +1 much more. But I know that a lot of you guys have been following me for a really, really long time, and I know that, like, obviously it's probably, like, a big milestone. Oh, I'm going to be playing at SNS. Like, whenever there's, like, scrims and stuff, I'm going to hop in and play. And if a team needs a sub and they're a good team and I like the guys, I'll hop in. I don't know, the devs, when they worked on the game, they put in a lot of work, man. Making a video game is a lot harder than you think. But, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna play and stuff, but, yeah, like, I'm not gonna talk that much about +1, because I think that's rude, and I think that a lot of the guys in there are better than me, so I'm not, like, trying to put a label on myself, but I know that a lot of you guys have been following me for a long time. I know that it's a big accomplishment, and that, for the people that actually, like, watch me and want to listen to me, and, you know, like, following my story, I guess. It's probably something that I should mention. So like the guys of you that watch everything, you know, whoever gets to the bottom of the Turf War episode, will get to hear the news. But as far as like the general public, I don't like to advertise that. Yeah, the dev team gave the competitive community more recognition, or just more representation. It's, you know, we unfortunately play a game where the devs don't really care about us that much, and it's something that you really can't get away from. Alright, so Lemon Lime's streaming. Lemon Lime's a good player, so we're gonna host Lemon. Thanks everybody for watching. Let me just real quick get this raid ready. And yeah, I will see you guys later, and have a nice one.